In this video, I want to look at defining multiplication. What exactly does multiplication mean? Let's think of a problem like 3 times 6. One of the basic ways to define multiplication is repeated addition. So we would add 3 6s together, 6 plus 6 plus 6, which gives me 18. And this idea of repeated addition is very nice and helpful, but if we want it to extend to fractions and decimals, this is not a great way to do it. This definition does not generalize to fractions and decimals. So instead, we want to think about it in terms of equal groups. For now, let's only consider the multiplication of positive numbers. So we have a few different ways we can denote this. m.n, m with a little xn, or m with an asterisk and then n. So all three of these are ways of saying m times n. So what does this mean in terms of equal groups? The way we define this in terms of equal groups, m times n is the number of objects that are in m equal groups, so the first number determines how many groups we have. If there are n objects in one group, so n, the second number, tells me how many objects are in each individual group. The result, m times n, is known as the product. M, the first number, is the number of equal groups that we have. It's also known as the multiplier. N is the number of objects in a single group. It's known as the multiplicand. Students in elementary and middle school, as they learn to think about multiplication, it's important for them to think about it in terms of equal groups. They don't need to use the terms multiplier and multiplicand, but instead concentrate on the fact that we're looking at the number of groups and how many objects are in a single group. Let's go back to our example of 3 times 6. The 3 tells me I have 3 groups. So here's 1, 2, and 3. In this case, let's say we have 3 plates. The 6 tells me how many objects are in a single group. So let's say we have cookies. Here are 6 cookies on this plate, and each one should be the same, since these are equal groups. So if I have 3 groups, and each one of these groups has 6, how many do we have in total? And the answer would be that we have 18 cookies in total. As we're looking at word problems, how can we tell if it's solved by multiplication instead of something else like addition or division?